11129 South Central Avenue in Los Angeles. If you would like to donate or volunteer, please call 310-981-6377 or email them at feedingourfriends05@gmail.com. feedingourfriends05@gmail.com. It's the 15th anniversary of Feeding Our Friends on the Outside, Sunday, November 10th from noon until 11129 South Central Avenue in Los Angeles. For more information, call 310-981-6377. 310-981-6377. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you rate women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
The only toxic relationship I've ever had is the one with myself. All other relationships have been a reflection of that. Whether it was me with my ex-girlfriend, my relationship with alcohol, my relationship with pornography, my relationship to cannabis, to social media, like whatever it is, whatever the outlet is, my relationship to that is always a reflection of how I relate to myself. And that includes how I deal with challenges in my life, how I deal with uncomfortable emotions, what I choose to do with my time, who do I choose to spend my time with, how much time am I giving to myself to just be still and not have to do something so I can actually catch up on, reflections.
Man, this is a heavy topic. And like when it gets real, have you ever seen somebody just break up and get out of a relationship when it gets real? When it gets hit with a real obstacle, and then you find out, I think I told you guys this before. It was Coach Bruce Pearl who said, adversity, he said, it reveals character. It doesn't conceal it, it reveals character, right? So again, sometimes our relationships will put us through something, and it'll let us know if we're really serious about relating. But at some point, if you want to relate to somebody, you're gonna have to get serious about relating. And being serious about relating is being able to look at yourself, being able to problem solve, being able to have difficult conversations, being able to emotionally regulate, self-regulate. And in some occasions, sometimes you might have to co-regulate. Like being an adult in relationship, man, is high technology. It's not basic. You understand? For many, separation elation provides a renewed sense of autonomy and relief from the constraints of relational expectations, right? This elation often marks the beginning of self-rediscovery. Good thing. An opportunity to focus on personal goals and a chance to redefine one's identity outside the relationship. This is all great. The philosopher and mystic Jiddu Krishnamurti's concept of the mirror of relationship suggests that relationships reflect our inner state. When we experience elation after a breakup, we might attribute it to our newfound clarity on who we want to become. In such cases, separation elation may signify genuine empowerment, a recognition that we have transcended the limitations we previously accepted within other relationships. This is good. However, This sense of elation may also signal escapism, a way to avoid confronting deep-seated attachment wounds or unresolved emotions. Again, Patrick Carnes, his work on trauma bonding suggests that intense emotional ties can obscure underlying issues, such as low self-worth, or confronting these internal dynamics. Like most people are afraid to confront any of this. Do you understand? Are you breaking up so you can not see yourself? Are you breaking up because you saw yourself and you know that you can do better for yourself within yourself? See, listen to how it's worded. For yourself, within yourself. The beginning of the clip, the man talked about the most important relationship was the relationship with himself, and that all other relationships was a reflection of that. So if you can break up because you've conquered something within yourself, warrior spirit, right? Brother Pastor John out in Mountain View, Hawaii, if you went to war with yourself, you went into your psychological Gettysburg and you got some victories, great. You went into your Desert Storm and got some victories. You had your internal Waterloo moment and got some victories. Now the breakup makes sense. Hey, I'm different. The broken part of me wanted to be with the broken part of you. And now that I've recognized the broken part of me and I started to work on that, that part of me no longer wants to engage in this relationship the way it is currently constructed. Do you see? That's an empowering breakup. But I guarantee you, if you sit down and talk to most people, they are leaving because they saw themselves. And the narcissist is not the only person that recontextualizes and blame shifts. Regular people do it too. Oh yes, regular people do it too. They will minimize their contribution to the problem and they will aggrandize the contribution that came from the outside so that they can continue to blame. Blame shifting belongs to everybody. It's not just a narcissist. And they will gaslight you. Regular people gaslight too. It's not just narcissists. I'm sorry. Sweethearts gaslight. I'm sorry. Here we go. Let's get it. We got callers on the line. Let's get it cracking. Who's been on the longest hustle? Come on, Miami, Florida in the building. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Yes, sir. What are your thoughts, man? What do you think?
So, I used to start with the breakup. I'd pretty much prepay on the breakup. So what I would do is I would pick women who I knew I would eventually have to break up with. That way, if it didn't work out, it wasn't because I wasn't good enough. You see, it's because they had an issue. It wasn't conscious. Go ahead.
So purposeful sabotage.
Oh yeah, it was safety though.
Wow. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I would even argue though, from an anxious side, a true breakup is empowering.
From an anxious side, I hear you. From the anxious preoccupied, the attachment style that has the worthiness wound, that needs constant validation and reassurance that no one is going to abandon them, right?
Right. So to come from that space of actually being the one to walk away, yeah, there's power in that. Like I said, because you set yourself up from the beginning.
So it's kind of like beating them to the punch. I'm gonna break up with you before you eventually break up with me.
No, it's more like I wouldn't have had the power to break up with you because you're the one holding me together. So to get to a place where you're the one doing the breaking up, and like I said, a real breakup, not like I don't know, like a ghosting or something like that. But, you know, where you see something's not working and you put the effort in and you know you're trying to head towards a healthy place. Yeah, that's hard for anxious, man.
That's big. That's interesting. My God, you were doing this on purpose?
You know, Mimi asked in the chat, what was the purpose of sabotage? And like I said, it was like a buffer. You know what I mean? Because no, I don't
So
want
a
the
coping
good girl.
mechanism, a protective coping mechanism.
That's it. I don't want the good one.
But there's no healing in that.
But I'm saying that's what I used to do.
Oh, you don't do that
I'm
no
here
more.
to be accountable.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right, here we go. Now we cooking. All right.
I wasn't even doing it consciously. I'm saying I can look back now and realize that's what I was doing.
Right. So now, so the question becomes, how did you break that cycle?
Oh, well, obviously the pain that just because you knew you was walking into the sabotage don't mean that you don't feel the pain of it. You see what I'm saying? So at some point it's like, well, I don't want to keep going through this. Let me figure out why this is happening. And then you realize, like, oh, yeah, what about that girl that was actually good? Why is it with her I kind of held the brakes? But with this walking disaster, you know what I'm saying?
So the girl that was good, she probably would have called you to look at yourself. This is exactly what I mean. You was participating in the escapism side, right?
100%.
Right, I see. And you're taking responsibility for that? I mean, I've done that too. So we can take responsibility collectively, brother.
Yeah. It just looks different from avoided to anxious. You get what I'm saying? Like the process. That's why I say I did the breakup up front. Where the avoidant, they more so do the breakup on the back end. They don't lead with that.
Yeah,
they look for the perfect partner.
The avoidant will have broken up with you 8 months before they told you. You guys still planning trips and sending each other Uber Eats, the whole nine. Next thing you know, it's over. It's really over.
They got to idealize you first. They make you know what I'm saying? Because they believe it first, too.
Wow.
Where you know what I'm saying? Anxious, we're on the other side. We come in thinking like, I don't even, you know what I mean? I don't know if this might be too good to be true. Where they're more like, nah, this is great. And then when the reality hits, it flips. You see what I'm saying? Where for us, the reality is like, no, we want to keep it going. And they're like, nah.
And really be nah. Like, right. I've had 8 months of telling myself it's nah. So now when you trying to pull it back and make it work, boy, you smothering me. If you don't get out of here before I suffocate, it's nah.
Yeah, just got to start with the balance from the beginning, brother. That's it. This is not the idealization, but it's also not the doom and gloom. It's just you start in that place where you're like, no, we step by step. You know, we walking together.
Brother, I love it when Hustle call in. Hustle! Guess what you just did, bro?
Dade County, man.
Dade County in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, we going to Pensacola, Florida. We still have a lot to talk about. The callers are calling.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Are you an entrepreneur looking to take your business to new heights? KBLA Talk 1580 is your partner in success. Every day, we celebrate and elevate Black-owned businesses across our community. Our KBLA SMB Marketplace currently features The Cookie Dip, Badass Bakes, Hair Concoction, Higher Education Accreditation Consulting, LACC Radiology Technology Department, and Malik Books. Your business deserves to be heard. Let KBLA Talk 1580 amplify your voice and connect you with our powerful community of listeners. Email smb@kbla1580.com today. That's smb@kbla1580.com. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. If We're the ones disproportionately impacted by these climate catastrophes.
Why should we be silent?
Turning up the volume all year long on the climate conversation for KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
Here's another great reason to use the United States Postal Service this season. When sending a package, why venture outside? Ship with USPS for a true holiday ride. Want to stay cozy and warm? There's no need to roam. With free package pickup and labels printed from home. We have over 600,000 employees always in motion. And before you know it, your gift has delivered emotion. Spread the holiday joy this season with USPS's enhanced network. Learn more at USPS.com/holidayride.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Back to life, back to reality, back to life, back to reality, back to life, back to reality, back to the here and now, yeah. Show me how to decide what you want from me. Tell me maybe I could be there for you. However do you want me? However do you need me? However do you want me? However do you need me? However do you want me? However do you need me? However do you want me? However do you need me?
All right, today we're going to tackle the breakup relief phenomenon by figuring out exactly how long you can realistically expect it to last. So if you're not familiar, the breakup relief stage is basically where someone breaks up with you and then they feel an initial sense of relief. And in my opinion, the breakup relief stage can last anywhere from 1 to 2 months from the onset of a breakup, with it taking roughly 5 months before individuals actually feel that they've been healed from the breakup. So in order to really fully understand how I came up with these calculations, I think the first thing we need to do is dive into a few core concepts. So figuring out how long the relief stage can last for a dumper is a lot like trying to solve a math problem, one whose variables are kind of constantly changing. Now, the best anyone can realistically do is come up with a template that works in most situations, but not all situations. And that's really what I am intending to do here with this specific discussion. So let's introduce you to the variables. So the first variable that I think you need to understand is my concept of the relationship death wheel. So I've actually created multiple graphics on this throughout the year, some of which have made me sort of semi-famous. I've been calling it the relationship death wheel. So basically, the idea is that we're showing this entire life cycle of a relationship from a dumper's perspective. So we're starting with what it was like for them to start the relationship with you all the way through a breakup and then a potential reconciliation or a period where they're moving on. So let's get the basics out of the way first. There are generally 8 stages in the wheel. So your dumper wants someone to love them, stage 1. Stage 2 is they find someone, they think, oh, my troubles are over. Stage 3, they start to notice some worrying things. Stage 4, they start to think of leaving. Stage 5, they actually leave. Stage 6, I'm so happy that I left. Stage 7, I'm starting to feel kind of lonely. And then stage 8, why can't I ever find the right person? Which of course leads them back to stage 1, and then the wheel kind of goes around and around and again. Now, the brilliance of the concept is that you can almost look at someone who is a dumper, who has an avoidant attachment style, and they are caught in this cycle where every relationship, either with an on-again, off-again situation or with a new person, is going through the cycle. And they're just simply using new parties to kind of replace on the revolution around the wheel. Now, the specific stage that we're going to be talking about in this discussion is really stage number 6, the I'm so happy that I left stage. This is typically where dumper's relief comes into play. But understanding how long you can expect this dumper's relief to last depends on you having a basic understanding of the way the entire wheel works. So if you end up looking at the graphic on my website, you'll notice that really the 8 stages are divided in half. The first 4 stages really are the relationship category, and the last 4 stages are the breakup category. So this is important because most people only look at the breakup category and make calculations based on that. But I think it's important to understand how the whole wheel works so you kind of get an honest accounting of what it's like for a dumper and the amount of emotions they're going from high to low, back to high, back to low. So let's kind of create a death wheel timeline, if you will. Now, everything I'm about to talk about here, I actually talked about in one of my previous videos, which is called I Figured Out When an Ex Will Reach Out to You. And I was using it to try to figure out when an ex is...
This is crazy. I broke up with you because I didn't want to look at you or look at you reflecting me back to me. I didn't want to look at me, basically. And now I miss you, or I miss being in a relationship. And then I desire to be in a relationship, all to start that whole cycle over again. Listen, it costs to be in a relationship. It costs you something spiritually. This is what I don't have the capacity to give. I don't have the capacity to understand. I'm fatigued. I'm emotionally fatigued. I'm sorry. That's because you've never strengthened those muscles. We talked about this in previous episodes. We got callers on the line. I want to get them in here. I do. Nzinga, Pensacola, Florida, in the building. What up, Nzinga?
Ain't nothing much. What's going on, though? How you doing?
I'm all right. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Well, you send the topic out, and, I like to peruse the questions, look up anything that I need clarification on, so that way, when you're talking about stuff, I can make it connect. And one question really stood out. It was the authenticity of a breakup due to an unresolved, psychological attachment. And was it an authentic breakup? And I'd say absolutely. I think a lot of times people want that closure, but I don't think closure really exists.
Really?
My cousin and I this weekend, we were kind of reminiscing because she moved to Atlanta. She's one of my best friends, and we used to sit on the car porch, and the girl across the street had a lot of guys, and one day, one of them was like, I don't want to be with you because this, that, and the third, and she jumps on the hood of the car. Now, he gave her the closure, but she wasn't willing to accept it. And so she jumps on the hood of the car if he's pulling out the driveway. And so for me, I always just say, I think we need to accept acceptance more than closure. Because I think closure is like this. I think it's like a mythical something. It's not real. It's like, Ahab chasing the white whale, Wile E. Coyote looking for the road runner. I mean, it's never going to satiate you because somebody could say, I don't like you because I don't like the way I don't like the shape of your fingernails. When really, in fact, they just don't like you. And so I think once you accept it, instead of trying to get the closure, that's why I think sometimes ghosting is good. Just pull the Band-Aid off. Because somebody can tell you 100 times the reason that they don't want to be with you, and you try to maneuver and fix yourself when you really can't, because the person just does not want to be with you. And so I think, you know, just because you have an unresolved attachment, I think that's a you issue, or the person who has the unresolved attachment. I think that's a them issue, opposed to the person who maybe broke up with you. They don't really, you know, they don't owe you anything else. They've already kind of expressed, or maybe they ghosted you. And I think sometimes you just have to accept that. And then that's the only remedy for that psychological, for that unresolved psychological attachment. That's the only remedy, is just to kind of accept it. And it's hard because we're human. But yeah, that's going to be the only remedy. And that question kind of just stuck out to me because people always talk about closure, but they never accept the closure, ever. I've never seen anybody accept it.
I'm going to tell you right now, and Zinga, we got to do this as a topic, right? We got to do the closure topic. All you got to do is send it to me. You already know. Just send it to me on my Instagram or email it. Closure as this. We're going to do the closure topic, right? The fallacy of closure. Closure as an inside job.
That's a very good assessment of what closure is. It's definitely an inside job.
Absolutely. We're going to do that topic because of Nzinga. Because Nzinga is not playing tonight. She slapped us upside the dome piece on her way home from Jones Beach. Ain't Jones Beach in Florida?
Pensacola. No. Pensacola Beach.
Pensacola. Yes. Nzinga, guess what you just did?
I brought Pensacola in the building.
The cola is in the building because of Nzinga. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We on fire tonight. We got a lot more to talk about when I come forward. We're going to Houston, Texas, and Atlanta, Georgia. LA, get up in here.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know from BIN News. Sean Diddy Combs is challenging federal prosecutors amid his sex trafficking case. The rapper is currently in jail while he awaits trial for allegedly committing numerous sex crimes. New legal documents show Diddy's legal team is attacking the government's claim that there was a potential second victim. Parades, speeches, and ceremonies are marking this Veterans Day. President Biden and Vice President Harris took part in a wreath-laying ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery this morning. Biden later delivered remarks at the Memorial Amphitheater paying tribute to the men and women who have served and continue to serve in the nation's military. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee is looking into whether FEMA discriminated against residents who are pro-Trump. This after a black FEMA employee was fired for telling aid workers to avoid homes that displayed Trump signs. And veteran homelessness rates are down to a record low. The Biden administration announced on Veterans Day that there were less than 33,000 homeless veterans as of January 2024. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
As Cybersecurity Awareness Month wraps up, remember to update your software to fix security issues that identity thieves exploit to steal personal info. And for comprehensive identity theft protection, choose LifeLock. Start your 30-day free trial today at lifelock.com/cybersafety.
Feeding Our Friends on the Outside will be hosting its 15th annual Feeding the Homeless event in Greater Los Angeles on Sunday, November 10th from noon until at 11129 South Central Avenue in Los Angeles. If you would like to donate or volunteer, please call 310-981-6377 or email them at feedingourfriends05@gmail.com. feedingourfriends05@gmail.com. It's the 15th anniversary of Feeding Our Friends on the Outside, Sunday, November 10th from noon until 11129 South Central Avenue in Los Angeles. For more information, call 310-981-6377. 310-981-6377. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Have you heard of the 50-30-20 rule? This can help you spend and save your money wisely. So, how does it work? Distribute your dollars into 3 buckets. 50% towards needs, 30% towards your wants, and 20% goes to savings. Use this tool to help your journey to financial success. Sponsored by JP Morgan Chase & Company.
This season, Chevy brings classic pairings, cookies and milk, mistletoe and kisses, and your holiday plans and a new Chevy. Silverado 1500 gives you power and capability with 430 pound-feet of torque to haul your holiday tree. Equinox EV and the all-new Equinox offer award-winning quality and style to see you through the holiday season. See why Chevy makes everything better and brighter. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. The Live Your Life organization mentors young women, helping them break negative mindsets and see beyond their surroundings. Through career exposure and hands-on training, they're encouraged to think big, stay focused, and make positive choices. Founded by Nikisha Mama Boo Smith, who transformed her life to become a community leader, Live Your Life is changing lives, but they need your help. They're raising funds to keep their new building open and expand their programs. Your donations will support food, clothes, hygiene products, and holiday giveaways. Visit liveyourlife32.com. That's LIVEYOLIFE32.com to help today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Reggie was a nurse for 16 years.
I had become very burnt out. I wasn't making good money.
Then it happened.
There was an ad for My Computer Career, and it just spoke to me.
My Computer Career was the best decision he ever made.
I could study anywhere from my laptop, and I was working in the first couple of weeks of me being in class.
Reggie hit a home run.
The field is teeming with jobs.
Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
The school is amazing.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Thank you, divorce. That's what I said 5 years ago when the judge issued me my divorce decree. With that decree in hand, I was positive every problem I had was now part of my past, along with my marriage. And as I walked out of the courtroom that day, I was sure I was walking towards a new life full of happiness. I was also sure that that perfect guy that was going to bring me that happiness was waiting for me right around the corner. Now let's fast forward a couple of months, and the reality of being divorced with 3 little kids was slapping me in the face.
Smack!
There were so many incidents that I was so ill prepared for that were so hard. For instance, this one day the kids and I had gone swimming all day, and on the way home they had all fallen asleep in the car. Yay. But then, just as I was about to pull up in front of the house, I remembered we were all out of milk. In the past, I would have called home, asked the hubby to grab some milk, but there was nobody to call. So I thought, all right, kids, we're doing this. Turned the car around, drove to the local Circle K, went to one side of the car, got my son, Nathan, he was 3 at the time, out of the car. I'm holding him here. I go to the other side of the car. I gently shake my girls awake, Bella and Lacey. They were 5 and 6 at the time. They're half leaning against me, still half asleep. We walk into Circle K. Thankfully, somebody holds the door open. I can see the milk in the glass container. We're walking towards it. My son starts to wake up. He's crying. He's fussing. He doesn't want to be in the store. He wants to be home sleeping. My girls start to fuss. They're crying. It's loud. I don't know how I'm going to even get this hand free to get the milk. Finally, I get it free. They're all crying loud. I want to cry. I'm tired. And this is so hard. Finally, I get that milk. We're all loud. We get out of there, go in the car. I'm bawling. That was so hard just to get a gallon of milk. And that was the first time I got a glimpse into what the future held. This was going to be hard. It was also the first time I had this thought. Maybe, just maybe, I might have taken my marriage, my ex-husband, for granted. Just a little.
Listen, at the end of every breakup is the continuation of you. You thought the you work would end because you got somebody, you left somebody? No. Nobody's coming to complete you. That's your job. I am a companion that walks alongside your process. And you are the companion that walks alongside mine. You're not obligated or responsible to heal me. I'm not obligated or responsible to heal you. The conflicts arise when you're trying to protect your origin story. Listen, that's the most important breakup. You'd rather break up with the person you have who is reflecting the flaws in your origin story. You'd rather break up with the reflection of the origin story than the origin story itself. So you think, let me get this reflection out of here and get somebody else. And they reflect the same damn story. Listen, before I continue with my callers, let me do this. One of our KBLA hosts, man, they're doing something amazing. And I talked to her today. I'm gonna actually introduce her on stage. Angelique. You know, she has a show here on Saturdays at 3 p.m. called The Sweet Spot. And she's a creative, man. She's a creative spirit. Beautiful spirit. And it makes sense. Her show does this, and now it's a live show. And basically, it's going to be stories. This is what's dope about it, right? It's stories. It's called The Sweet Spot Live. It's stories on stage, short, provocative, and it's all happening this Sunday on November 17th at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at the Miracle Theater in Inglewood. I'm going to be there. All right? And I think we're giving away tickets, right? Listen, everybody at KBLA knows Zoe. They say Zoe ain't gonna miss no shows. He might miss 1 or 2 every other 3 or 4 months, but he not gonna be. You guys typically don't see me out at events, in the city, But I'm going to this. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna support it. And like, she wanted me to tell some stories on stage. I said, okay, we'll do the next one. Because she was like, yo, you real deep and heavy. And I already got deep, heavy people. So I didn't make the cut. I got cut from the varsity team. But that's all right. No, she was like, no, you could do whatever you want to do. So she was like, however you want to participate, you can participate. But I said, yo, I will introduce you. I will bring you out on stage. It's going to be fire. All right. That's November 17th at 4 p.m. at the Miracle Theater. Now, if you've never been to Inglewood, California, City of Champions, Inglewood has this theater called Miracle Theater. Let me just tell you, it's in the heart of downtown Inglewood. Inglewood is going through a renaissance period because of, the SoFi and Intuit. And this is one of those areas that, is being refurbished, so to speak. I've been to the Miracle Theater. It's amazing. And again, it's the Sweet Spot Live, November 17th at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at the Miracle Theater. Come join me. And what do they do to get the tickets? They just call in and ask? Call in and ask Andy for these tickets. These are Zoe Williams tickets. Y'all, whoever gets these tickets from me, I want y'all to walk up to me and say, Zoe, my man, thank you, brother. Anyway, it's going to be fly. People telling stories, live on stage. It's going to be amazing. I want you guys to participate. Now, let me get back to these callers. Very important that we get them in here. Attila from Houston, Texas. You already know what the topic is. I know you have, yes. I know you have flames for this topic. Talk to us. What are your thoughts?
I got a little something. So I wanted to kind of chime in on what you were just talking about basically leaving the person and that being easier. Because Jack, in the comments, he had made a really good comment. He said it's safer to break up with the person we just met rather than a wound we've known forever, something like that. Right?
I'm not breaking up with this lifelong friend, even though it hurt. That wound, I've known that wound since I was a kid. You think I'm going to get rid of this wound? Is you crazy? You knew. You knew around here.
Yes. I've also heard it put from other people that we're basically in like a 3-way with our partner and our wounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody is really monogamous out here in these streets.
Ooh.
You are in a relationship with them and your wounds and their wounds, which is wild, right?
Polygamy.
But I was, yeah, with your wounds. But I was thinking, the person that you meet, are they not like a manifestation of your wounds, right? Because they're coming in with the lesson. So to me, leaving them is really just an artificial win, especially for somebody who's used to losing. Hence our previous topic, right?
An artificial win is nasty work.
A win is a win.
That's ugly. That's diabolical. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm leaving. And I feel better for doing it. But it's an artificial win because you don't really understand the crux of why they were there in the first place, why you magnetized them into your life, the purpose, the meaning behind their presence in your life at this stage of your development. Is that what you're saying?
Sure. So, let me put it to you this way. I think even if you did understand that, if you don't want to do the work, that just would get you out of there faster. I mean, you was talking about 8 months. I was like, 8 months? Let's talk about 3 weeks.
Wow.
Seriously. That sounds horrible, but I'm speaking from the face of somebody who's seen this in both capacities, right? Like you said, the person planning to get out of the relationship. And I myself have done this. I think that ultimately, at the end of the day, we could really benefit from some self-reflection, but also just some awareness. I think that's really the crux of this whole thing. If you're lacking the awareness and everything is them, then this will be you. But nonetheless, that's all I can say.
Wow. I love it. Attila, my niece from Houston, Texas. Come on. What did you just do?
I brought Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, you know the routine, the deal. You know to get down. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. I wish Angelique would call in. She's listening right now, but she don't like to call in. She be listening and on the edge of her seat, and I was about to call, but you know what? I'm never going to call. She should call in and promote her event tonight, or not tonight, promote it tonight for the 17th. But she should let me ask her some questions. Yeah, Angelique. When we come forward, more from the VOR.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Hello, LA. Metro is your partner for thriving communities and sustainable travel. We're dedicated to providing better transit for everyone. When you go Metro, you're more connected to jobs, healthcare, school, and loved ones. It's the way of the future. Start your journey at metro.net.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, just call 687-246-9655 to get free from the IRS once and for all.
To keep your bank accounts, income, and assets secure, tax closure is your same-day cure.
Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. By any other name, we demand environmental justice in 2024 and beyond. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we don't black down.
I feel like I'm constantly cleaning hair off my bathroom floor. At least my Swiffer Sweeper makes it easy. Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths have ultra-thick pads to trap and lock hairs, like a hair magnet. And when I'm finished cleaning up my hair, Sweeper takes care of his too. Now the hair's gone, all thanks to Swiffer. Try Swiffer Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths. I promise you'll love them or your money back. And also try Swiffer Sweeper Wet to make quick work of tough, sticky messes.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Between us, you were like my best friend, the one I used to run and talk to when me and my girl was having problems. That's right. You used to say it'll be okay, suggest little nice things I should do. And when I go home at night and leave my head.
So we know its polar opposite is basically this excessive emotional or psychological reliance on a partner, but really in a way where it blurs the lines between boundaries of self and other. And this can result in unhealthy exchange and imbalances in a relationship dynamic. And we really have talked about how codependency is essentially other obliterates self, like other takes so much precedence over self that sense of self sort of goes out the window. But when we talk about about hyper independence. It's really about self-obliterating others. And this isn't necessarily from a perspective of like somebody trying to obliterate another person or it being this like harsh.
I love Thais Gibson, but somebody just called me. Let me do this real quick. Nazarene X, I need you to come in here. We're up against the clock, man. Say it quick. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Yo, real quick. Seemed like earlier had the thought of basically how it's funny when people are so-called within their minds subversively talk crap about their partner or try to treat them like they belong in the streets. But then on the flip side of being treated like someone who was a trick after the fact and everything, it just creates a whole little woe is me type of story at the end of the day. So if you're not moving with conviction and clarity in the first place, you're already signing up for whatever the outcome may be.
Ooh, I can't disagree with that. Hey, Nazarene X, my nephew from Atlanta. Guess what you just did?
Lama Ding Dong, ATL.
ATL, you know what it is, man. Profanity, you know? That's the melody, guy. Profanity. Hey, Angelique Francis, the sweet spot, actually responded to the call. Get in here, Angelique. Talk to us.
What was I supposed to do? You called me out. I didn't know what else to do but call in.
You got to get called out in order to call in, I see. I can't just offer you, here's an invite. Please call in. No. But you got in here. Okay. So
if you do that more often, I'll call more often.
Listen, if you don't stop with the red carpet treatment, girl, call in because you want to.
It's all good.
So,
but, you know, I love this idea about doing that show. You talk about closure. I like that. I like that idea.
You want to come in and do it with me? Come on.
I just might. I like it because that's real deal. I like your girl who came up with that idea.
Yeah. Don't you love them? They're amazing. But this is what I want you to do. I want you to tell folks about your event because nobody can say it better than the creator. I'm going to be there. Come on.
Well, I'm excited that you're going to be there, number one, and I'm going to get you on stage to tell some stories because there's nothing like telling your story, right? Everybody's got one.
Mm-hmm.
And I went into the community, opened up the doors and said, we care about your stories, right? Here at KBLA, we don't just care about the people we bring forward, but we care about everyone's stories.
Mm-hmm.
I got people who have come out of some incredible situations, and we are telling their stories. And they're entertaining. Some of them are funny. Some of them are heartbreaking. But they're on stage. They're quick. They're to the point. And last year we did this, though. People were cheering, crying, laughing. And so we just had to do it again.
And it was 300 people who showed up last year, right?
Yep. It was a sellout crowd. And I'm just happy you're going to be on stage with me.
Of course. I'm going to be suited and booted. I'm going to be cute. Shaved up. I'm gonna come in there ready to go. But I'm just gonna be like, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the beautiful Angelique Francis. I'm Zoe Williams of KBLA, and I appreciate your stories. And here's your host, Angelique Francis. And I'm gonna get off stage and go sit down somewhere.
A little bit more than that. 'Cause you know what? There's nothing like, you guys talk about restoration and healing and being your best self on this show, right? And so I know that there's healing and restoration in being able to tell your story.
Right.
It's healing for the storyteller. There's healing for people who are sitting in the audience because we can all relate. It's about creating empathy, right? And some kind of restoration along the way. We've all been through some mess. And we're going to talk about some of the mess, but we're going to talk about, some of the healing. And it's really a fun evening, but it's really thought-provoking and provocative.
So tell them.
And we're going to have some music. There's going to be some music. And it's on. It's all in the sweet spot.
So where can they go? Where is it going to be? What time is it going to be? What's the event, the venue? Tell them all of the details.
Okay. Well, it's all, you told them, you did it right. It's the Miracle Theater in Inglewood, 4 o'clock. Don't be late because we get started on time. And you can get your tickets at the Miracle Theater. Go on to the website. We've been running ads all week. I know that you gave away some tickets tonight. That's great. I love that. I think you have a few more tickets throughout the week to give away. We want people to be able to come and enjoy this. If you buy your tickets in advance, they're cheaper at the door. They're $45, but if you get them in advance, they're $35. What else you want to know? Inglewood Theater, like you said, the Miracle Theater is gorgeous.
Tell them this.
Beautiful.
Tell them this.
What?
She was like, Zoe, I want you to participate. She was like, I want to know your story. I said, wait a minute. My story deep. I tell my story every other week on the radio show. She was like, well, I can't have too many deep stories. We got enough deep people. You might have to wait until March or April, the next one. I said, I'm getting cut from the varsity team. What happened?
You know, listen, we like reality shows. We like soap operas. But I need people to have a little bit of fun. I need it to be a little deep. I need it to be a little introspective. I can't have all deep. We got to mix it up a little bit.
She was like, Zoe, don't come in here with that deep stuff. We got sentimental stories. No more from you, Zoe.
I said, can you make your deep story funny? Can you make it funny?
I laugh at my pain. Okay, Kevin Hart already did that.
But check it out. You know who I just got off the phone with? Scruncho.
Oh,
Scruncho's a comedian here from L.A. He's coming to tell a story. So I don't just have deep. I got some funny stories too lined up for you guys. It's going to be good.
Scruncho's going to be funny and deep. I love Scruncho.
Yeah.
So let me just say this. Let me just say this, sweetheart. I appreciate you for answering my call, but it's time for me to jump off now.
Yeah, you got to go.
I love you, and I'll see you on Sunday. Y'all come out and support this amazing event. Listen, Zoe Williams starts the conversation. It's really up to you to finish it. You already know I'm not trying to be right. I'm trying to get in alignment with you. So let's continue this work all week long. The Voice of Reason will be back with another slapper. Yo, I love y'all. We still got a lot to talk about. Deuces.
Yeah. Yeah. Baby, I just don't get it. Do you enjoy being hurt? I know you smell the perfume, the makeup on his shirt. You don't believe his stories.